Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Sweet Art Crafts. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how I dome my resin pieces. I have two methods that you can use when doing this. For this first method, before I actually get into doming the piece, I'm going to be using liquid latex. I actually found this method out on Instagram within the resin community. I can't remember exactly who came up with this idea, but if I find out, I'll definitely leave them down below in my description box. But all I'm doing is taking liquid latex and a really cheap painting brush, and I'm just painting it on and pouring it onto the back of the resin piece because I'm trying to protect any resin that might run over to getting onto the back of the resin. So I'm just going to be doing that. And for harder pieces like the Pikachu, which kind of just like makes the liquid latex run downwards, all I do is put a little bit on, and then I'm going to take a fan and I'm going to allow the fan to dry it so that later on it doesn't keep running or whatever. But yeah, usually for me, Pikachu pieces are the hardest to dome just because they usually have overspill, and then with sanding and everything, it's a little time consuming. That's why I use this method. But if you are allergic to liquid latex, I would not recommend you risking it and doing this at all. So I allowed these pieces to dry with the liquid latex for a few hours, and then you can see they kind of dry mostly clear and a little bit of white still left. So now I'm going to actually get into doming the pieces. For when I dome, I usually use just regular casting resin because that's just how I've been doing it. If I ever come up with a different way, I will definitely let you guys know my updated way. But yeah, so basically I just start mixing the resin, and I'm going to be mixing my resin for about 5 to 8 minutes. That's usually how long I do, just to make sure that all the resin is completely mixed. So after mixing my resin, I'm going to set it aside for about 10 minutes so that the resin can get a little bit thick. I don't want to put it on right after mixing just because it can be a little bit way too runny. So as you can see, I'm adding the resin onto the pieces using one of those cheap paint brushes that you see at like Walmart and the dollar store. I usually use these because I don't want to use my more expensive brushes, because after you use them, you cannot reuse them. You have to literally throw them away because they just don't work. So as you guys can see, I'm just adding in the resin and just painting it on. And for shaker pieces like the snow globe / crystal ball above, I just like to pour it onto the piece just because it's really flat, so it can just easily handle having the resin just poured on there, and then using the paintbrush to go to the edges. So I waited 10 minutes before going back in with resin. I just wanted to make the pieces get a little bit thick with the resin and then going back in with the extra resin that I had left over, just to really clean up any spots where the resin was separating or where I missed anything. You just want to always keep checking in to see, and then like fixing it with the paintbrush. That's what I do, and I've noticed it helps me when I have any problems or any spots where it might be causing any gap. Now in this clip you guys can really see how the liquid latex method really helps. There was a lot of overspill and it just catches on to the liquid latex, not the actual back of the piece. So basically you don't have to like go in and sand or anything. That's why I personally like using this, because that is one part of resin I hate doing, is sanding. It's like literally the most annoying part for me. I know some people love sanding, but I just don't. For those of you who are either allergic to liquid latex or just don't want to do that method, I'm going to show you guys how I used to dough my pieces. So basically I'm just mixing up my resin just like I did the last time, and I'm going to put it aside for 10 minutes and let that thicken up. And then I'm going to just go in with the resin after it's been thick, and I'm going to take the same plastic paintbrush and I'm just going to go in with my resin. It's basically the same method as before, it's just that later on it'll be a little bit different. So again, I waited 10 minutes before going back in and fixing up the spots where the resin might not have stuck to, and just making sure that there's no little gaps or any bubbles, and adding in more resin, just because I want to make sure when I dough my pieces, I can get them as perfect as I possibly can. After about 24 hours, this is how the resin pieces look, and you can see on the back of them there is some overspill from the resin, and I'm going to show you guys how I basically take that off before I actually get into doming the backs of them. So I'm going to use some pliers and I'm going to take off the some of the resin that was overspill on the back, and then later on I'm going to actually take some sandpaper and I'm going to sand it down as much as I can. Sometimes you can hide some of the parts, like in this the Sailor Moon crystal. I didn't really have to sand that one as much, but there are some other pieces that I'll show you, like this heart, that needed some real good sanding. So if you are allergic to liquid latex, no fear, this is a method that you can use. It just might take a little bit longer with like sanding and everything like that. So last but not least is actually doming the backs of the resin charms. I always like to do this because like I said, especially if you do my second method, you're going to have to really dome the backs of your pieces. So what I'm doing is putting some of my harder to stand up pieces in some rice. I actually got this idea from Seriously Creative here on YouTube and on Instagram, and basically now I'm just going to put the resin. I've done the same exact method of mixing the resin, waiting 10 minutes, and now I'm just going to apply them to the back. When you're putting these pieces in the rice, you want to be careful that you don't make it like overspill into the rice. So if you don't really want to do this method, it's fine, but like for me, I've never had any issues with it. I would just say be careful, or just make sure your resin is a little bit thicker so that it won't really run off. So now for the rest of the pieces that are easier to like stand up, I am going to apply the resin to the backs of them, and I did the same method with my resin like I've done in the other previous clips. And some of them I've already add the bails to the charms, so the rest of them that don't have the bails are just pieces I'm going to actually add eye screws to. It just really depends on the piece if I add bails or eye screws. So that's why I want to make sure with the pieces, if you're adding bails, to actually dome them, because I know some people don't dome the backs of the pieces, but I really recommend you do this just because it makes sure that the bails really are attached onto these pieces. After 10 minutes, I'm just going to go back in with some more resin and making sure that any spots that I missed or where the resin kind of separated, you just want to make sure you go back in, like I said before, every so often to just really make sure, because I've had pieces where it will separate really badly, and it just happens. Since I am using casting resin, I'm not using a doming resin, so that's why I believe this is why it happens. And so this is basically how my pieces turned out after doming the fronts and backs. And yeah, I'm glad how they turned out, because sometimes you never know when you're doming with resin. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I was honestly shocked that I got 1,000 subscribers. I can't get over that. So don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, and also subscribe if you liked it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye now.